Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're taking a look under the hood and deconstructing a highly precise cinematic blueprint. Basically, we're looking at a source text that's designed to generate this ultra-realistic 5-minute documentary inspired by the 2026 World Cup. It's a lot like a giant puzzle, and we're going to break down exactly how this text architects a visual and emotional masterpiece, literally scene by scene. So it brings up a pretty compelling question, right? How do you actually engineer a masterpiece sports documentary in just 5 minutes? I mean, usually that takes hundreds of hours of raw footage, endless editing, and honestly, a lot of luck. But this specific source text, it pulls it off by weaving raw, grounded human emotion right alongside ultra-high-end technical parameters. It doesn't just ask for a football game, it demands a full sensory experience. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for building this cinematic vision from the ground up. 1. Setting the global stage. 2. Emotion before the action. 3. Dynamic cinematic gameplay. 4. The road to the final. And 5. Technical masterpiece requirements.
Section 1. Setting the global stage.
Let's move to and see how this builds, because the blueprint demands a very clear linear progression here. It grounds us early on, starting in the morning light with these gorgeous sunrise aerials, then moves into quiet pre-game locker room prep, expands into the grueling tournament weeks of the group stages, and ultimately culminates on the dramatic final night, the grand final. It's essentially a classical chronological arc, compressed flawlessly into just a few minutes of storytelling. And that opening visual requirement is incredibly specific. We're talking breathtaking sunrise aerials over massive stadiums filled with tens of thousands of electric fans. We are meant to see supporters arriving with flags flying, face paint, jerseys, beating drums, the whole shebang. It intentionally establishes this massive, chaotic, and vibrant atmosphere so we feel the sheer gravity of a global event way before we ever see a single football. Section 2, emotion before the action. Once that massive scale is set, the blueprint completely shifts gears. We move abruptly from the loud macro stadium view right into quiet, intimate micro moments. The source actually demands these cinematic close-ups of pure human focus. Players meticulously tying their boots, coaches whispering final instructions, teammates offering quiet encouragement, and just really intense facial expressions. It's a deliberate pivot into this claustrophobic pre-game tension. The text explicitly calls for capturing emotional moments in locker rooms, preparing for the biggest tournament of their lives. Now you might be wondering, why is capturing this quiet tension so absolutely crucial? Well, it's because it perfectly contrasts with the explosive action that's about to follow. By making us feel that nervous energy and the heavy weight of the moment in a silent locker room, the eventual roar of the stadium, it hits us 10 times harder. The silence literally builds the suspense.
Section 3. Dynamic cinematic gameplay.
And that roar is exactly what we get here. The quiet is over, and we transition onto the pitch. And this brilliantly illustrates the sheer kinetic energy required, rapid firing through realistic gameplay mechanics, precise passes, skillful dribbles, aggressive sliding tackles, diving goalkeeper saves, acrobatic bicycle kicks, and dramatic long-range shots. It demands a highlight reel of high-octane counterattacks meant to leave you entirely breathless. But it's not just what happens on the field, it's how we experience it. The prompt dictates dynamic camera movements that constantly bounce between two visual extremes. On one side, you have intimate handheld sideline cameras and crowd POVs putting you right in the sweat and energy of the moment. On the other, grand, sweeping drone flyovers and broadcast angles. This visual whiplash is explicitly engineered to hack our attention and keep us totally immersed.
Section 4. The road to the final.
The text doesn't just want a single match, it wants the weight of an entire tournament, escalating the narrative stakes as multiple nations battle it out. To pull this off, the blueprint demands stark emotional juxtapositions. It pairs tears of joy and nationwide celebrations right up against heartbreaking defeats and nervous tension. The architect behind this understands a fundamental rule. You just can't fully appreciate the ecstatic highs of a victory without feeling the devastating lows of a sudden knockout. True immersive storytelling requires both. And fascinatingly, the environment itself reflects this escalating tension. That bright sunny morning from the opening scene, it transforms into epic stadium lighting, night matches under floodlights, and gritty rain-soaked football battles. The aesthetic gets darker and way more intense, a brilliant visual metaphor for the grueling reality of surviving a world tournament. All of this meticulously builds to an exact step-by-step climax. Step 1, the fireworks walkout and national flags. Step 2, a wildly tense championship match. Step 3, a history-changing, decisive last-minute goal. And Step 4, pure catharsis, an erupting stadium and the ultimate trophy lift under a shower of golden confetti. It is a textbook narrative crescendo.
Section 5. Technical Masterpiece Requirements.
Now, what's really interesting about this breakdown is how we can organize the prompt's incredibly dense technical jargon into 3 distinct pillars: visual quality, camera work, and atmosphere. By explicitly requiring 4K UHD resolution, HDR, 60 frames per second, smooth drone shots, volumetric lighting, and an epic orchestral soundtrack, the blueprint leaves zero room for low-fidelity interpretation. It demands premium, uncompromising masterpiece quality. To achieve that true, ultra-realistic feel, every single detail is ruthlessly scrutinized. We need authentic football physics, realistic stadium architecture, cinematic depth of field, incredibly detailed crowd animations, and realistic grass and weather effects. Every single blade of grass and drop of sweat has to be meticulously rendered. The physics literally have to anchor the fantasy. So the crucial point is this: the text explicitly asks for masterpiece quality, inspirational and emotional storytelling. All that 4K rendering and 60 FPS tech, it's not the end goal. It is purely the vehicle to serve the human emotional core of the documentary. The technology exists solely to amplify the feeling. Which leaves us with this final, incredibly provocative question to ponder. Does technical perfection create human emotion? Or does human emotion make technical perfection a masterpiece? It's a beautiful dance between cutting-edge visual parameters and the timeless art of storytelling, all captured perfectly within a 5-minute blueprint. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and until next time, keep analyzing the details.